About an hour.
So why are you so specific on what you say and how you say it when you talk about guns?
Well, what really helped me the most about them is when I started a little bit of psychology and positive thinking and learning some of the things in life that are enemies to the mind that can go with you all your life, and unless you know their shape, color, or size, or how they hear, or their frequency, they can take you out of a healthy life as opposed to being just a follower of no thinking school.
And that helps, that's what's needed for shooting?
Yes, it teaches you that every step that you take and learn more about it and precise, it actually shows you like you were in a classroom leaving what we call the general mediocrital mind, which is no goals of your own, just doing what you're told and believing everything you hear without even having to put your own effort into life. So the more critical you get with these firearms, the more knowledge and wisdom you know of how deadly they are. And then the more you have to go through a classroom in your mind as you go through these procedures of experience, so that you kind of go what the pilots call flying the envelope, and you have a very precise craft that's loaded with missiles that can really do things. And you have to learn kind of like a police school, when to be on guard or when to do something or not to. The more you learn, the more you have to learn how to handle what you learn. And some examples are people have just enough knowledge to cause themselves danger because they think that's all there is. They grab a little knowledge and they run with it because of their ego and their inexperience and their youth. And it goes along with temper and all those things. So everything in life is a creative and a harnessing of experience. Farmers know when they plant, if they're not truthful to their plants, they'll grow crooked or they won't grow. So it keeps them honest with the soil, and they bond with it. Same thing with extremely high envelope shooting, where you become a master or a perfectionist. All these rules for mankind and animals and all these things have to be the same. If you never shot a gun in your life and you were just teaching animals, they're all connected, everything.
So did you learn that while you were shooting?
At times I did, yes, and sometimes a little before and sometimes a little after. And then
But shooting seemed to be the vehicle for this realization?
Well, it was one of my vehicles in life. Others were along the lines of being the ability to be a professional sports person, which I was. I had the genetics and the DNA and the balance and the rhythm of professional baseball and football and the coordination. And I discovered this in a lot of things that I did. I discovered myself as far as mechanical units go, what I could do with my body and what I could not do. Same thing with swimming. I found out that I could be an Olympic swimmer. And because I respected it, and of course the older you get, and then you go in the limelight, the more political it gets, then you become an archetype, and then you start losing. I'll give you an example. I met an artist that was raised to a very high height of population and success in his art, but in his beginning days he did his best work. His best paintings were done when he was learning, because he threw his whole mind, body, and soul into it. As things got easier, then he's kind of let his paintings go. His paintings didn't have that real, with the age of life, aesthetic arrest.
Is that why you did so many different things? You got to be really good at it, and you needed to move on to something else?
Well, I think that's a hard one, because I know people can do things because they can do it. But I realized that everything that that I started to do, especially if I liked it, I was getting experience faster at it. Now, the older you get and the faster you learn experience at older age, the more you kind of want to hone it and respect it and, you know, bow down to it and appreciate it, things like that. So, when you get to a point of anything in life, you should never leave that place that got you there, because getting you there was respecting and listening while you were getting your experience. Kind of photographing yourself, you might say. Taking a check, and, you know. And the excitement is a big part of it, and the attitude, and the love. Oh, when I play baseball, I play hardball. I don't play baseball. I play because I love it. In the big world, they say, we'll give you this much money if you do that. You must perform. And then when these things get in your mind, you kind of get crossed between your art and the movement of yes, no's and stop signs and, you know, all that.
So what do you think world-class athletes have to do in their head to keep them in the zone, in the limelight?
Know what's real and what isn't real. Know what's finite, what's infinite, what's trash, what's real knowledge and wisdom. Have good people around them who are healthy, and as many as they can get around them, to keep them in that healthy state, to let them know, hey, what you're doing is an art, you're dancing. And in order to do this, you cannot serve two masters. You cannot serve the dominating thoughts of a negative that takes you out of the position of thought of mind and body and soul that got you into that position that you built.